guys, welcome to Washed Up. I'm Steven.
I'm Kala.
And today we're going to be recapping episode 4 of the McBee Dynasty.
Woo!
Before we get into that,
what?
I want to bring up one thing that happened today that you were mind blown. And first and foremost, if her voice goes out, she's sick as a dog.
I'm a little sick right now. I think it's from allergies. I don't know. So
rough.
my voice is a little rough.
Her voice has been like that for 5 days now.
Actually, this is like the best it's been.
We'll see if you can make it through the podcast. You're sipping on a herbal tea.
Some tea to hopefully help me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyways.
What were you going to say?
We're at the gym this morning. And all of a sudden, Kala starts freaking out. Right next.
Okay, I was not freaking out.
She was fangirling.
I was, no, I was not. But I was like, he looks so familiar.
Mm-hmm. And the guy right to the right of us. I didn't know who it was. There was like a group of 3 dudes, and this one that was working out right to the right of us. I just thought, I was like, damn, that's a good looking dude. But she was like, that's Jesse Metcalf.
I didn't know his name, to be honest. I was like, that's the guy off John Tucker Must Die.
Yeah.
That was my favorite movie when I was younger.
So,
and I thought he was so hot. Like, I did have such a crush on him. I looked over and I knew immediately.
You did? You called it. You're like, it's him.
I know.
It's him.
I was like, I know him from somewhere. He was in like an earlier 2000s movie. I know him. And so like I Googled that movie first. I was like, I think it had something with like a Tucker in it. Found him. You didn't believe me.
I didn't. Well, first of all, I remember John Tucker Must Die, but I didn't remember the dude from it.
Yeah.
I watched it like maybe one time. I know you did.
Don't worry.
Oh, I could tell you were interested. So,
I found him immediately.
So then I'm like sitting there and she showed me a photo and I couldn't really tell if that was him or not. So then I'm like on my phone and I'm probably making a scene because I'm just like staring at him, looking at my phone.
He has his brightness turned all the way up on his phone. And mind you, they are literally working out at the bench right next to us. They're like 5 feet away. I was like, Steven, turn down your brightness. Like, they're going to see us Googling him. That's so awkward.
Anyways, he's got a tattoo on his left arm. Showed up on the photo that I Googled. It was him.
Fact check.
Confirmed. John Tucker Must Die.
Yeah. John Tucker
Jesse Metcalf, I think is his name.
Maybe, yeah. That sounds, yeah.
He was in Kansas City. No idea why, but interesting start to the day. Kala was very excited.
Wait, should we also say what happened to me earlier this week with the viral photo on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. How could we forget about that?
Okay, so long story short, that photo was taken end of last July.
Yes.
And how did they even contact you? I don't know that story.
So someone from DeSantis' PR team, I think it was from the Des Moines office of something up there. He was trying to hit every single county in Iowa because Iowa was a stronghold for him whenever he was running for president.
Yeah, this was back when he was running.
Yeah, this was last year. And so someone from his team reached out to me and said, hey, DeSantis is wanting to hit a small business in every single county in Iowa. We obviously know about you guys. I know that you bought that meat facility down there in Lamoni. Would we be able to stop in for a visit, tour the plant, talk to you guys for a bit and say hello? And so that was how it all came about.
Yeah, I was so sick that day. I almost didn't go because I was so sick, kind of like how I am now, but like times 10. And I was also getting like
random nosebleeds.
I was getting random nosebleeds, and I've never had nosebleeds in my life. And of course, that day I had one like right before he came, and then literally as soon as he left,
he was still up front, and I was handing him.
And I had to like run to the back.
I gave him a bunch of steaks, and while we were sitting up there talking, you disappeared. And I was like, "What's going on?" He walked out the front door.
Yeah, and I just had like blood pouring down.
Blood all over herself. I was like, "What the hell happened?"
And so the fact that photo, I think that was like the one photo we were all in.
Yeah, we were in the processing room. Yeah, I gave him like a little speech. I think he was annoyed at how long I was talking for.
I mean,
and I know you were.
Well, no, we just felt awkward because there were so many people there, and we were like kind of like trying not to get in anybody's way, and it was so like they would go in and they knew exactly like where to stand, where the camera should stand, and we were just kind of winging it, and so you can see Jesse and I in the background like, what are we doing here?
Side note: this was 1 month into buying our Iowa plant, and
it was new.
We had some team members that still work with us today, but they were they'd worked there previously before we bought the plant. And like 2 days before DeSantis stopped in, he had a bunch of his security team that came, toured the plant, looked for emergency exits, looked for, if something bad that was going to happen, someone was hiding behind a door, where would they be hiding? And they had that thing on lockdown. Yeah, they came and toured it with me. Yeah, they were awesome.
But
got to meet them all.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah, presidential candidate.
Everything.
Looking where people may hide behind a door, looking for like if something bad was to go down, where they would escape to.
Imagine if that was your life and you had to be actually scared about going into
It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible.
Yeah.
But anyways, here's what was kind of mind-blowing to me. And everyone from his security team was amazing. Like, they were awesome. But I asked him right before we went in there, I'm like, hey, do you guys want me to get my my team out of there.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, so we just did all that security detail, and now we're walking to a room with 4 dudes that have 10-inch knives in their hands. Like, I don't know.
Do you guys want background checks? Like,
yeah, I'm like, I don't know these people
here?
I don't know these people that well. Like, I just took over this plant a month ago. Y'all just did all the security detail. Now we're walking into a room with 4 dudes that have 10-inch knives.
Oh my gosh, that is actually so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why? Yeah. They didn't require any sort of background check. They probably didn't even know their names or how long they've known them.
I hardly knew their names.
Yeah.
That was only 1 month into owning the plant.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
That's actually so funny.
Anyways, that's a little side story.
Yeah, a little side story.
But back to the tweet. So DeSantis signed I think it's a bill down there in Florida that's banning lab-grown meat. And
which, sorry to interrupt you, lab-grown meat has not begun in the U.S. yet.
No sales in the U.S.
This
yet.
is not, because I was confused. I thought it meant like the Beyond Meat or like the fake plant-based meat.
No.
But it's not that.
No.
My voice just
You sound like a 14-year-old boy.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, lab-grown meat is not allowed in the U.S. Basically, they take a Petri dish, they use DNA from a real beef, and they somehow multiply it in a lab. It is interesting. Yeah.
I don't know if I would trust that.
No, I wouldn't. There's so
it's lab-grown meat.
Yeah,
is what
it's
it
strange.
is.
It's strange. So DeSantis banned it before it was actually even legal for sale in the U.S., which is interesting because like Jeff Bezos lives in Florida and he just donated $60 million to fund lab-grown beef. So it's going to cause a big issue with the billionaires that live in Florida and DeSantis and like this whole tech meets ranchers. It's all coming to a head. So it's already an interesting story. And then for the thumbnail photo, I know why they did it because it was a perfect fit. They're talking about meat and DeSantis.
Yeah.
And there's probably no other photo on the internet where DeSantis is around a bunch of raw meat. So it's like the perfect photo to use.
Perfect photo to use. I don't know how the heck they found that.
Yeah. But yeah, so they
perfect.
used that for the thumbnail on that news story that went viral, not for the actual news story itself. It was for a very interesting reason, sitting right next to me, actually. No offense whatsoever.
I was actually shocked to know that it was viral because, I mean, I don't know if it was because of me, but
yeah, it was
kind of because of me,
it was definitely because of you.
But like
it was
that zoomed in picture, I was like, there could not be a worse picture of me.
It's a horrible photo.
Like compared to like all the ones I actually post and like whenever I actually try to look good for a photo, of course those aren't used. Those don't go viral.
No, they use one where you're like hands in your pocket and you're like looking down.
My face looks disgusted. Just had a nosebleed 5 minutes prior. I was like praying to myself that like I wouldn't get another one right there in front of him.
So yeah, it went viral. And whenever we say viral, it was that one tweet is at 38 million views.
That is actually crazy.
There's like 4 other response tweets to it
that
about
had
you
quite a view.
that had like 10 million views.
Quite a view.
Quite a view. It had quite a few.
It had quite a view. Who is the footballer that?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
CTE has entered the chat. I'm actually upset a little bit.
What does that mean? CTE has entered the chat.
It's brain injury from hitting helmet so many times.
Is that what he calls himself, or did you call him that?
Well, everyone makes fun of him because he's unhinged.
Oh, no wonder he retweeted me.
Yeah. No, but usually,
all makes sense now.
Usually he's like, all he does on Twitter is just roast people.
Oh, I love
so
that.
he called Caitlin Clark, you know, the basketball player that I like. He called her Mel Gibson.
Meaning what?
Like she looks like Mel Gibson.
Oh, boy.
Like he put a photo of the two of them next to
Shut
each other.
up.
So I'm actually upset that he didn't roast you.
I
feel like that would have been better.
Honestly, that would have made my day. I don't think I'm well right now. I can't speak. I can't think.
So Antonio Brown tweeted back and said, like, some dudes will wonder about the stakes and most dudes will wonder what's her at, didn't he? That's what he said.
Yeah.
And then it went on Barstool Sports. It went on TMZ. It went on Fox News, Outkick.
What is that Western one? Whiskey
Riff.
And then Fortune magazine.
Went on Fortune magazine, and then it went on
actually crazy.
For the Boys Instagram page. Like, there's so many different pages that it's on.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting tagged on different pages that it's on.
You are?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Nonstop.
What about me?
They're tagging me.
Nobody ever tags me. And it's kind of annoying too because like all of the big Instagram pages that posted me, like millions of followers, didn't tag me. I'm like,
I'm trying to help you out. I comment on there. I'm like, okay, at Calimac.
At least get me some followers out of it. Shit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been an interesting week. Had an interview with Fortune magazine all over a viral photo.
Yeah. I know we were included in the same article talking about Jeff Bezos. I was like, this doesn't match up. In what world are we mentioned like in the same paragraph as Jeff Bezos?
It's wild.
It is wild.
So yeah, this week was an interesting one to say the least. But yeah, it's over 60 million views between a few of the tweets, which is, I feel like that's pretty damn viral.
A tweet got us more famous than the 2 reality shows we were on. Hence, Washed Up.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
all right. So that's our week.
Yeah, that was our
Let's
week.
actually get into the episode 4 recap. The ultimatum.
Episode 4, the ultimatum. Also, side note, whenever I turn this on Peacock, we always like write some notes before because we don't remember what happens in the episodes. Did you know that we're rated MA, mature audience?
Well, yeah. Is that worse than rated R?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was funny.
Whoops.
So this starts off strong.
Starts off real strong.
Whew. Go ahead.
Galena finds out about Brooke wrecking her Escalade. So did we talk about this in the last recap? Like the whole Escalade setup?
I honestly don't think we did.
Really?
I don't think so because we started going off about Brooke and Fort Worth.
Okay.
And I don't think we got back to the subject.
All right, here we go. So background, I'll make it really quick. Galena had a small scratch and a dent in her car, just a door ding from a parking lot. So she took it to a body shop. It was there getting fixed, and Brooke called because her car broke down. She called my dad, and we have a lot of vehicles. Every single one of them is being utilized by someone at some point or another. I tell my dad this all the time. We need to get rid of our freaking vehicles because they all get put to use, and it's never by us.
Yeah.
We just literally have them loaned out everywhere.
They're just loaner cars, and they're really nice vehicles, too.
And we don't ever drive them. It was the same way with the boat.
Yeah.
It was the same way with everything we have. And mind you, this was a year ago that we filmed all those. We have started getting rid of a lot of crap simply for that reason, because we don't ever even get to use them. Everyone else uses them. Anyway, so Brooke's car broke down. She needed a car. She called my dad. She's like, hey, I need a car for a couple weeks. Do you have anything I can use? And my dad was going through the list of vehicles. He's like, shit, everything's loaned out. And he's like, well, Galena's car is actually at the shop. It just got done getting that door ding fixed, and they haven't called Galena to let her know that it's fixed yet. So
what in his right
my dad,
mind?
in all of his infinite wisdom, is like, hey, Brooke, just go down to the Buckner, Missouri auto body shop, and you can pick up that car. Doesn't tell her it's Galena's, just says you can pick up the Escalade that's down there.
Oh my gosh.
And you can just use that in the meantime. Galena's driving this other one. She doesn't even know that car's fixed yet, and we can just tell her it got pushed back a couple weeks.
That's
So
bad.
Yeah.
What was he thinking? Because even if she didn't wreck it and Galena were to find out, like, she would be pissed.
It was still going to be bad news.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I have no idea what he was thinking. He didn't tell me this, so I had no idea this was going on. Just want to throw that out there. And Brooke goes out and wrecks the car, and wrecks it really bad. It was totaled.
Do we know how long she had the car before she wrecked it?
A few days.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was a few days. So
And then she totaled, like, that.
yeah, it totaled it. Yeah.
So did y'all end up getting rid of that car or fixing it with insurance?
No, totaled. It was totaled. So yeah,
R.I.P.
that car was totaled, and Galena found out because she got upset at the body shop for how long they were taking.
Yeah.
She was like, it's just a dent. Like,
Didn't she even bring it up to your dad or no?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And of course, I'm sure he was like, shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's like, I cannot believe how long this is taking. So then one day she's like, I'm just going to go down there and see what's going on with the car. It's been like a month now, and all I had was a door ding and a little scratch.
Yeah.
So she goes down there, and
By that time, the car was already wrecked.
the car was totaled, and lo and behold, it was back at the same auto shop. So
Like, you really can't make this up.
no, you cannot make this up. We did not know that the car was totaled at the time, so they took it to the body shop to look and see if it was going to be totaled or not.
Yeah.
It's the same one that it was at before.
Yeah.
So Galena goes back there and to pick up her car.
Her reaction is priceless.
That was so, it's real. Like, that's truly how it happened. And everyone's like, y'all just wrecked an Escalade for reality TV. Hell no, we
Are
didn't.
people actually thinking that?
No, we ain't sitting on that type of money. Like, that
Well, no,
sucks.
but people actually have said that?
Nonstop.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Nonstop.
You guys, come on.
Like, that was as real as it gets. Galena walks in, auto body shop's owner is sitting there listening to her, and Galena's like, can I see my car? And guy's like,
This poor guy.
the guy has no idea. This guy's just third party. He's just the body shop owner.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, you can see the Escalade. Walks Galena back there, and that car does not just have a door dent and a scratch on it.
That whole front end was effed up.
Yeah. So Galena
Unrepairable.
was not happy.
Ooh, I would have just been livid.
Oh, she was pissed. She called me, and she was going off for 15, 20 minutes, and I think only part of it was on camera. But she was not happy at all.
No.
She wanted to take that car, drop it off in Brooke's front yard, along with my dad.
Oh, yeah. That was actually, I think she said that like later on. That was so funny, though. I was dying. That was like her conversation with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says, for the first time, I've reached my limit. Galena does whenever she's talking to my dad about the fallout from the car situation. So Galena knows the leverage that she has within the companies because she knows how important she is. And this is not the first time she's utilized that. It's been basically
every time
they fight and she gets upset. It's a threat. And we've talked about it on Washed Up before, that I do not like that. That's why I don't like mixing personal lives and business relationships. Like, it's just a mess.
So you always feel kind of the need to be the mediator.
I do. And it's frustrating for me because I am a no drama, like try to keep the peace. And I feel like I did that with my mom and my dad whenever they had issues. And then it's like my dad gets into a new relationship and I'm still the same peacemaker. Yeah. I'm like, when the hell?
Like the middleman that they both go to an event or to try to fix the problems. And it's like, that's very draining for you.
It's frustrating as hell. And it makes me have a very jaded outlook, candidly, because I'm sitting here like, man, I feel like I've been through a divorce now because I had to deal with it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So it's frustrating.
It's because it shouldn't be your problems, but somehow it always ends up being your problem.
Always
and
is
you're
my
always
problem.
The one that is expected to fix everything and make it right, and that's not fair. For one thing, this is like obviously a business relationship first and foremost, so it's like you shouldn't have to play into the emotional cards of this when it should be strictly business.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Frustrating.
That's hard. But I know that you want to be there for Galena too, but it's like, when does it give?
I just try to support them both, and I was just trying to support them both, but I was, well, you know how frustrated I was.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been an ongoing thing.
Ongoing thing.
And I know it is. I think Cole and Jesse both mentioned this as well. Like,
they're tired of it.
They're tired of it. Just find somebody good for you and you go do your thing.
Date someone outside the freaking company.
Yeah.
How about that?
Both of y'all.
All right. Oh, Jake makes fun of Cole for his goals list. So right before we started filming this show, Cole, Jesse, and I had a meeting at the farm office, and we sat down and we wrote out our goals. Like, I'm very strategic in
Did you
OCD on goal making. I did make this meeting.
Did they know what this meeting was about?
They did, and they were pumped. They had like this fleeting moment of inspiration where they were like, all right, yeah, we're going to get back to working out. We want to write down our goals. Like, and I was feeling pretty confident. So I had this template form for their goals. We all wrote them down in the back conference room office. We're like, all right, we're going to take this head on. We're going to work out 5 days a week. Going to eat healthy. I can't remember what all Cole had on his goals list.
Very ambitious.
Cole said wake up by 6 a.m. every day.
Oh, wow.
That paper was in the back of his truck whenever Jake hopped in, and I think that paper had been stepped on. It was probably sitting on the floor in the back seat.
I knew that template looked familiar because you also sent that template to me to fill out.
Very strict.
It's a good thing, though.
Yes.
I mean, it is definitely a good thing to create your goals, especially for the year, and try to stick to them. But it's just freaking hilarious because we know how you are versus like how Cole is, just complete opposite human beings. Yeah. Complete opposite, which is okay.
Season 2, I'm going to force him.
Force him to do what?
Eat right, work out, set goals, wake up early. I will.
You should. It's funny because he made that comment. He had said that you have more free time, so it's easier for you to reach your goals.
You have more free time when you wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Get 3 hours of your day back. Anyways, Cole and Jesse are doing stand counts.
There's no rain.
There's no rain for weeks. Yeah, it was very, very dry last year when we were shooting this. So I don't think the show quite captured how stressed out we were because we got all of our seeds planted. So everything finished early. We were very dry during planting season, which made for a really easy planting season because we finished like 2 weeks earlier than usual. But then it didn't rain throughout June. And we had all these crops that were looking like garbage. They were already starting to wilt. And usually that doesn't happen in June. That usually takes to like late July or August whenever you start freaking out about rain. So the fact that it was June and it was this dry was not a good sign.
Yeah. And I know like I was so new to all of this initially. It's so, you're so reliant on Mother Nature for your crops, obviously. And it's like, if it doesn't rain or even if it over rains, it affects you.
You're just done
so
for.
Much.
Like mentally, it fucks with you.
Yeah. Well,
it's
and
insane.
Fucks with the plants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
it ruins them.
It has to like be perfectly.
Farming is the only industry in the world where you can do everything right, work your absolute ass off, and have it all be ruined in the matter of a couple weeks just from a drought, a flood, whatever it is. That's why farming is a nightmare of a business model. But
so yeah, that was a lot of the episode.
Oh yeah, groundbreaking for the car wash. So we went down, did a groundbreaking for our car wash that's going into Independence, Missouri, right in front of Menards off of I-70 and Little Blue Parkway. If you're from the KC metro area, that's going to be a good spot, and it's going to be open soon. So it'll be opened here later this summer. We're excited about that one. Let's see what else happened.
I think just like a lot more of your Brooke and your dad and Galena's situation. That was a lot of this episode.
The one sit down. I do want to talk about that between my dad and Galena. Whenever Galena gives my dad the ultimatum. First of all, so whenever you're on camera, you always know the camera is there. So you always, I mean, Cole and my dad do a good job of just being themselves, but I feel like you're always a little bit reserved as far as how you act for the most part.
Yeah, it depends.
Maybe on like a situation where normally you'd flip out and just start cussing someone out.
Oh, yeah.
You hold back a little bit.
For sure, I agree with that.
During this conversation, my dad flips and he goes back to like Steve that we know off camera as far as being mad. And he looks her in the eyes and he says, I will eat fucking grass before you give me an ultimatum.
What does that even mean? I'll eat grass?
That means like he'll get down.
Like I won't do it?
Like he'll get down on all four knees and walk around like a cow the rest of his life eating grass before someone gives him an ultimatum.
I don't know. I've never heard of that saying. No, but like I get it. I get it now.
Yeah. So yeah, he flipped a switch there.
Oh.
And I was like seeing that on screen. I was like, oh shit, he's about to lose it.
Yeah, that was not good. And you can tell in Galena's face, she's like, fuck.
She's like, hey, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. But like what she said, I mean, what did she say exactly?
It's
she was
either
like,
Brooke
it's me or her.
Yeah, basically saying she's going to leave the company.
Oh, yep. Sorry, I forgot that part. That's tough.
Not a good conversation.
And I'm sure your dad's just kind of over her bringing that up as like the ultimatum.
He is.
But at the same time, I would be pissed if my Escalade was wrecked.
That was bad.
I can see both sides. Truly.
That was a horrible move, actually.
Yeah. And then they end up breaking up. Brooke and
they meet.
Steve.
Yeah, understand that there's no way for them to continue. And Brooke knew this, so whenever they met up, Brooke was already prepared and was like, hey, we can't continue dating.
Well, yeah, because she didn't want him to do it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. And also, like, because earlier in the episode, she had called him her boyfriend.
Oh, whenever she was out at dinner with friends.
Like, damn, Steve is good. He's really got all these women thinking that they're his one and only. I don't get it.
I'll never understand
I'll never understand.
And then... So Brooke breaks up with my dad, and then Galena and my dad go out to Society, which...
Oh, my God.
What the hell are they doing in Society? If you're from Kansas City...
What is that?
It's like a 20-something, like 21 and under, like...
That's
no, not 21 and under. You have to be 21 to get in.
Hold on.
You have to be 21 to get in. Like 21 to like 24 or 25. That is the age...
You could just say younger 20s.
Okay, younger 20s. It's like... Not a bar for anyone over.
No.
You or I would be old going in there.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Okay. Chill out.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
He just always has to throw that in there any chance he can get that I'm a year older than him. That was so funny. Whenever they started bringing out bottle service, I was like, where are they? Because I've never been there.
It's in the Crossroads.
It was like a little club. They were going club.
No, they were. They were going club it. And then the best scene is when my dad's sitting there talking to a girl at the bar, calling her his bathroom buddy because they'd talked at the bathroom. No, not like that. They had passed each other on the way to the bathroom, and so they started talking there. But it didn't show that, but that was the backstory. They did not actually go in the bathroom. And like the way the camera guy is shooting, I'm not sure if I think it was Kyle that was shooting that one. Kyle's awesome. He was behind. What?
How do you know his name?
Because I remember.
And how do you remember? Were you there?
No, I was not there.
Wait, were you at the bar with them?
No, I was at the house with you.
Then how the hell do you know who was on?
Because I remember the camera crews and where they all went.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
Anyways,
Kyle was what? What was
Kyle was
doing?
getting that shot. So he's got like my dad and the girl talking at the bar, and then in the back you can see Galena blurred out, and she's just like.
And then it goes into focus like slowly on her. When I saw that scene, I was like, okay, I think I like our show, how it's directed, because it's so different, like how they do the camera and how it's directed. I love it, how it's produced. It reminds me of The Office.
It does.
How it like will randomly like just zoom in on somebody's reaction. Like it's so good.
They were on it with, production was killer.
All of like, the times going back to Galena just like staring at your dad talking to other women or like drinking. But you could tell they both got a little drunky.
Oh, yeah,
because
that was bad.
There at the end, they were both like slurring a little bit.
They were tore up. Well, my dad was slurring.
And they were making out.
Yeah, my dad was slurring. Galena couldn't even speak English.
Galena couldn't stand up.
Yeah. My dad was dragging her out of the bar. And then they're having that conversation, and there's just a random girl twerking in the background.
That was so good. I'm sorry, I can't
like,
stop
who
laughing
was that? Why were you
so
just
funny.
just by yourself, just twerking against the wall?
That whole bar scene, I just want to go rewatch it after this because it's so funny.
It was pretty funny.
They're both out having fun together right after him and Brooke split up, and then right after all these other conversations that him and Galena have. So now it's like, oh yeah, okay, let's go back out again. Like nothing happened.
You know what solves a big fight? Going out and getting drunk together.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that night ended very well for them. Probably good that there was not cameras there.
Well, I think it showed that was probably from another night where Galena's like, "Good night, my handsome man."
Oh yeah, it did show that. Say it again.
I don't know. I can't.
Good night, my handsome man.
There. That's
wow, that was pretty good. Thank you.
So yeah, that was the end of it.
That was the end of it, huh?
Just another shit show for my dad and Galena.
Yep.
I feel like that's a continuation.
Yeah. I can't believe we're only on episode 4 recap. We need to
get rolling on these
things up. Sorry, guys, for the delay. I know a lot of people have been asking about them.
Horrible about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that one on you.
It's because we have to go back and rewatch the episode and actually take notes because we don't remember.
Let's knock out like 2 or 3 this week.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's go to the farm and let's do one with Cole and Casey.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
guys. Well, thanks for tuning in this week.
Thank you.
We promise to have episode 5 recap going very quickly.
Yes, we'll get better at this. We promise.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you. Like, comment, follow. We'll see you guys next time.
See y'all.
Bye.